Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Pony Talk podcast. It's great to see you all here right on the podcast. Guys, this episode is kind of delayed a little bit, or I should say last week's episode was delayed because I had other things going on and stuff that was really important that I needed to take care of, but it's taken care of for the most part. We're actually going to have two podcasts this week. Last week's podcast, which obviously you're watching right now, and then the current week's podcast. So, yes. But as always, I am your awesome host, Dashi101, and today we are going to be taking a look at episode 7. And the overall episode is 203, and this week's She's All Yak, guys. She is all yak. That is this week's episode title. Well, last week's / this week's episode title. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Let's just get right into it, guys. Let's just dive in. I am not joined by anyone, as you probably could already tell. But come this week's podcast, I will have someone joined with me. So yes. But without further ado, let's just get right into the podcast. So guys, the episode starts off at the School of Friendship. We have the Young Six just talking amongst themselves, and they discover Twilight having all these flyers and all that. And this is for an event, which we hear is called the Pony Pal Contest. And Twilight says that this is a very, very old traditional pony contest that goes way back in equestrian history. And she's putting up flyers for another annual one that they're hosting, and they're going to actually have it at the School of Friendship, which Twilight is so excited about, because this is like their first big dance that they're actually doing at the school. And of course, all the creatures are excited, and all the ponies are as well. And the only problem is some of the creatures, because it has Pony Pal in the name, it's only ponies that can go, right? Twilight says, oh, no. This is supposedly, think about it as like a dance for just friends and stuff. Ponies did have it as a tradition, if I can get that out. But since, our school is based around every different creature and all that, everyone's welcome to come. And Yona, which is basically the main character during this episode, hence the name She's All Yak, she asked to go with Sandbar. Now, Sandbar is a little skeptical about going, but also blushing really hard at the same time. And he's kind of hesitant, but he says, yes, absolutely, I'll go. And Yona then decides, alright, it's on and all that. So Yona, she knows and is excited to learn more about pony culture and what they do and what they've done, and this dance being one of them, the Pony Pal Contest. So Yona's kind of like, okay, I got all this together, but what do I do now? I have nothing to wear. What dances am I supposed to do? Because there's special dances I have to learn. And she starts freaking out. So, in this case, she goes over to Professor Rarity's house, or her boutique, Carousel Boutique. And Yona asks Rarity question. I just sounded like Yona. Okay. Yona asked Rarity question about what should she wear. Like, this is a fancy kind of dance, and this has been a tradition that carries way out in pony history. And Yona kind of understands like how that goes, dealing with her ways and stuff, with dances and all that. So she wants to feel a part of this, and she doesn't want to be an oddball out. And she wants to make Sandbar also like, wow, like this is awesome. So Rarity agrees to help Yona with design and all that. And Rarity kind of teaches her like ways not just to dress up properly, but also how to speak while at this dance. And Yona's kind of like, is this really necessary? Rarity says this absolutely is necessary, and she starts giving her lessons. Says, come here and we'll work a few things out, we'll get a few dance moves on and all that, and you'll start learning it. And you might be able to go to some of the other professors to also get additional help, which Yona was really excited about. So, this is where, we go into a song, kinda, which the song is called Fit Right In. So, yeah, that was a pretty cute little song that they did there. So, now, Yona kind of goes through the phases and stuff like that. She tries all these different crazy, dresses that Rarity cooks up, because we know how Rarity is with, all her dresses and stuff. She runs a boutique, 2 boutiques to be precise. So yes. And, one of the traditional dances, if I can even say this, it's a slower dance called the Pony Katanan. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I don't know, guys. I am sorry if I'm butchering that. Dang it, why does that keep popping up? I hate when that pops up. Sorry about that, guys. My antivirus, for some reason, keeps going on at the wrong times. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. But then there's another dance that's actually mentioned quite a bit through the episode. And this one's called the Pony Prance. Which the Pony Prance is actually pretty cool, I gotta say. I'm into it. Dashi approve. So yes, the Pony Prance and the other slower dance. So both of them, Yona is very eager to try out, but at the same time, kind of flip-floppy, because again, Yona doesn't know anything about these pony dances, so she's trying her best, and that somewhat goes in a way, but it's alright, because Yona has all the professors there. She asked Applejack and Pinky to help Yona prepare something for the potluck, which is another thing they do at that dance. Applejack explains that being the potluck is something that they bring to the dance, and it's kind of like a blind mystery. And Applejack then goes in, well, my potluck dish is kind of recognizable for who I am, so it's not really a mystery. And Yona then decides, hey, you know what? I'm already set with that. And she holds up literally, oh my gosh, I almost said barrel, but like, a bucket, there we go, I had to think of that for a little bit, a bucket of, like, mud and sticks and all that, and, it's got green things, like, coming out into the air to represent it being stinky and all that, and, Applejack was about to, like, just, like, and she's like, alright, Yona, we're going to cook up something really, really nice for you, because no pony's going to want that. And Pinkie Pie said, oh, absolutely, Yona, we're going to do this. Let's head into Applejack's kitchen and do that. So that's where they are. And then she goes to Rarity with the speaking and dancing like what a proper pony or creature should do while attending that dance. This takes quite a few several days. And it ends up wearing, in one of the scenes as we see, the professors are just laying about on the ground, while Yona is, I think, doing, one of the dances, the pony prance, I think it is, and she's actually doing the moves and not getting all tangled up to where things are supposed to go, and, the 5 are just so surprised by this. They're like, oh my gosh, Yona, you're going to fit right in. And so Yona's very excited. She's like, I think I definitely can impress Sandbar now. Which Yona definitely wanted to do throughout this episode, is to impress Sandbar and also fit right in. So Yona's all set. So they go to the dance. And the dance is fantastic, and the ball begins with Spike, and Spike's got a cool little costume on. He has like a giant disco ball head of him, and he is named DJ Scales and Tails, which is actually a pretty cool DJ name, so I approve, Spike. I really do. DJ Scales and Tails. I love it. Also there is the young 5, and some of them are wondering where Yona is. Yona comes up, and she shows up in this marvelous, beautiful, crazy dress, that Rarity put on, and, Yona then goes into saying, "Behold, the new and approved Yona," and it was fantastic. So that scene was pretty cool, and Sandbar just doesn't know what to say. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, Yona, is that you? And he's like, wow, I didn't even recognize you. You look so wow. And then he's like, Yona, you didn't really have to do all this. This is like crazy. And then Yona says, oh dear, you don't have to worry about that. I did this just for you, and so that I would fit in, and we're gonna have a great night. So Yona's like, alright, let's do some of these dances and stuff, because I'm ready. And one of the dances was announced, one of the pony-related dances that they traditionally do there, which is that slow dance. So Yona starts doing it, and so does Sandbar. And Sandbar's pretty impressed because Yona's actually doing it, and so are the professors. The professors are actually in the back, kind of watching Yona and how she's talking, and how she greets, and how polite Yona is with Sandbar, and also the others. So she's dancing, doing the slow dance, which is fine, alright, but then she ends up kind of tripping over her dress, and then she starts kind of forgetting some of the steps and all that of what she's supposed to do in this dance, and it ends up her toppling over, and then crashes into things, which then her magnificent mane, I guess, in a sense, is covering her face. She doesn't know where she's going. Sandbar is saying, Yona, over here. The school is shaking and all that. Dramatic effects right there. And then Yona crashes into the potluck table, and everything is destroyed in a sense. And this is basically the climax of the episode. The dance is completely ruined. There's muck everywhere and all that. There's broken chairs, tables, and dancers are just flown across the room in different places. And Yona then gives in and says, I can't do this. I'm a mess. Yaks aren't invited. This is only how ponies do it, and I can't fit in this. And she runs off crying, which Sandbar feels awful, and the professors kind of look at each other, the ones that helped her, and they kind of feel bad too, and Twilight also feels bad because she knows that, they were trying to help, and everyone was trying to help, and it just seemed like it made things worse. So, in a sense, Yona goes back to, she doesn't go back, but she goes into the Everfree where, the Treehouse of Friendship, I think it's called, or Treehouse of Harmony. Gotcha. Okay, that's what that's called. The Treehouse of Harmony, and Yona sings, and she's a really good singer, and sings a very sad song to herself, and Sandbar kind of shouts out to her and says, "Yona, where are you?" and sees her on the porch of the treehouse singing that sad song. What the heck was that? Sad song. And she is very upset, not only like that she destroyed the dance and all that, but also that Sandbar is disappointed in her because of everything that has happened. And Sandbar goes into saying, listen, even before the dance that all happened and all that, I told you specifically you didn't need to do all this craziness and stuff, not just to impress me. It's very sweet of you that you did that, but, it's better if you be yourself, because if you try to be something you're not, it's not going to go well. Obviously, it's shown. So that's kind of, I guess, the little lesson that's learned in this episode. Don't be someone who you're not, and go with who you are, because who you are is what is the best outcome in this situation. Yona then goes into saying that she's a terrible pony pal, and Sandbar says, no you aren't. I appreciate who you are, and I'm very grateful that you invited me to go to the pony pal contest with me. And Yona starts getting lighted by that, and she says, so Sandbar isn't upset with me about what happened at the dance? Sandbar shakes his head and says, no, Yona, but one thing that will make Sandbar happy is if you come back to the dance with me, because we probably can make this still work. And Yona's kind of a little skeptical about it, that she's going to ruin things again, and then she agrees to come back to the school of friendship, almost at the castle of friendship. Yona returns to school, and there is everyone, and Yona then goes to apologize to the school, and says, I'm sorry that I destroyed everything, that everything was off, and I was trying to be someone that I'm not. And Twilight says, Yona, you have nothing to apologize for. And then the others who helped Yona to somewhat be in the Pony Pal contest tradition and keep it going on, they say, Yona, it's our fault. We're taking the responsibility because we did something that we should have caught first-hand view. We should have let you go for who you are. And it was wrong of us to put you in a position that you weren't really familiar with or comfortable with. And I think that's what makes this dance special, is you coming and every other creature coming together to make this something different, something that can carry through traditions and generations to come. And Yona kind of is like very happy that, that's all happened. And they say, alright, let's clean up the place because the dance is still going on. And so the dance goes back on, but this time, DJ Scales and Tails has a different, I guess, idea in mind, which, is a song or a Yakistan tradition dance they do called the Yakistan Stomp. And so Spike then announced, alright, whoever wants to come on the dance floor and join Yona in the Yakistan Stomp, do it. And so every pony gets in and starts doing the Yakistan Stomp, and you see Sandbar and Yona together, best buddies, dancing, doing the Yakistan Stomp and all that. And Twilight then comes over to them, and she hands her that trophy that we saw in the beginning, and I don't know if I mentioned about that trophy that was in the showcase, but it had 2 ponies at the top, and then it was the main trophy. This time, at the end, hands her the trophy, but one of the ponies is changed to a yak, and Twilight says, Yona, Sandbar, you both deserve this, because you showed us that, you know, keeping a tradition the same is not intended for every creature. And with this being said, and to this day, we're keeping it to whatever creature and whatever creature decides, because that's how we're going to get everyone involved in dances like these. And so everyone is happy, and that kind of sums it up for that episode, basically, guys. Whew. Oh my gosh. And my mouth's a little bit dry, so I'm gonna take a little bit of swig of water right there. Alright. We're good now. So guys, what did I think about that episode? Well, she's all yak. Okay. Personally, I thought myself it was a pretty good episode. You know, getting a Yona episode I thought was pretty awesome. Yona definitely has to be one of those favorite characters of mine in the Young Six. She's a very interesting character, and then seeing a full-length episode based on her and how her ways are, and for her to try learning how ponies do certain things, and then also actually getting a lesson in this episode, which I think that really stuck out the most. Because guys, and I've mentioned this before, My Little Pony, when it first started, they've had their episodes based off of real life scenarios that we don't really get to look at that much and realize, oh yeah, that's a lesson learned. And when you get episodes like those, it puts a smile on your face. And that was weird. But yes, it does actually put a smile on your face, because I don't know, cute little messages like that actually really work, and they really help. And that's something that we haven't really got too much of, that I think a lot of these episodes that have came up in the past, not saying they are bad or anything like that, no, that is not what I'm saying, guys. But I'm saying is, I think we've kind of backed away from that a little bit, and seeing an episode kind of based on a real life scenario, don't be someone who you're not, it's kind of nice that they add episodes like that, so people can kind of start thinking about that. Because we do forget about those stuff. We do forget about that little, those little subjects that are out there, and they may not seem like big deals, but in reality, they kind of are. So, it's very nice that we get an episode like this. On the other side, this definitely wasn't my favorite episode, but it definitely was a likable episode that did put a smile on my face. And I do definitely have to say this was a filler episode, nonetheless, but that's alright. Again, I enjoy the filler episodes. And especially this season. This season actually had a few really good filler episodes, I gotta say. Really good episodes. Oh, jeez. But yeah, guys, so I don't really have anything else to say, but it was nice to see a Yona episode, and hopefully get more episodes based on, other characters of the Young Six. But I want to see other episodes based on, the real main event that will be happening, in Season 9, if not the finale. So, yeah, I want to see events leading up to the finale that are really major, but I could still do some filler episodes. Don't have a problem with that. It's just when it gets a little too much and out of the way, and then it ends up taking the whole half of a season, then that's where we have issues. But this is acceptable, I agree, and yeah. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you think about She's All Yak? Did you like it? Did you think it sent out a pretty decent message out there? Or do you think it was one of those episodes that were just meh? But I want to hear from you guys, because what you have to say about this episode definitely enlightens me a little bit into understanding what you guys thought. And it's just nice reading your comments and all that. So you're just as important to this podcast as anyone else who joins me. And if you guys want to join the Pony Talk podcast at all, please leave it down in the comments below saying you want to join, and it could just per se be your lucky day. Yeah, I cannot wait to see what you guys say, and don't forget to comment down below saying if you want to join or not, because we still have a lot of open spaces for upcoming episodes. Not this upcoming episode, which will be episode 7, I think. Yes. No, not episode 7. No. Episode 8. Okay? I'm sorry about that. And episode 8 will be Frenemies. That is our next episode title. So that Pony Talk podcast should come out maybe 2 days, maybe 1 day. I don't know. There are a few other events that are going on, guys, and I don't know where that's going to take me on a mental level, because yeah, I'll get into that later on in a future video, but this is not the video to talk about it. But thank you all so much for watching. We will see you in episode 8, Frenemies. So as always, please like, share, favorite, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. And if you haven't already, make sure you click that notifications bell to keep updated with certain podcasts just like these, gameplays, reactions, you name it, guys. It's up for you and you guys to decide. With that being said, that is a wrap with the Pony Talk podcast for episode 7, She's All Yak. We will see you in episode 8, Frenemies. So, this is the Pony Talk podcast. Signing out, guys. Peace out. Bye, everybody!